Hey guys, today I'm back with another review. Tonight it's going to be on the GSR SE Rouge. This is going to be a short review as many other creators have already covered this pad. Just a short overview of this pad. This is a relatively cheap, budget, smooth control pad. It's not as controlled as something like a Saturn Pro. This actually has a decent amount of speed to it, and it still maintains that GSR slowness to it. Starting off with the specs of this mouse pad, this is a 470 by 390 millimeter pad, and it is 3.5 millimeters thick. This is slightly smaller than your typical mouse pads that come around 490 by 400, but I still find the size to be pretty good for me. The main difference between this and the GSR SE, the blue one, is of course the color. It has a smoother surface, which means it is slightly faster, and it has of course the same amount of control like a GSR SE. And because it's a cloth pad, you won't really run into humidity issues with this, and the durability on this pad so far in the last month or two of using it has been pretty good. Of course, it's a GSR, so it doesn't have stitch edging, as you can maybe see on the screen. The edges of this pad definitely fraying, but it's not as bad as some other pads that I have used. And one thing to note about this pad is that it is going to be durable. The actual surface is going to be pretty durable, as this is a uncoated pad. I'm pretty sure this is heat treated just by the way that it looks, the colors and everything. So yeah, durability, if you're going to be using this for maybe a year, it's going to have some slowdown, but not as much slowdown as something like the older GSR SE, which was coated. I'm first going to start off the negatives of this mousepad, as there really isn't any. The only negative I can talk about is the actual quality of the mousepad. As I said, there's no stitching on this mousepad, so you're going to have some fraying over time. But the actual surface, the quality of it feels pretty good. It's smooth, like I said. The base on this mousepad is it's a full rubber. It's just flat rubber, that's it. So as you can see, I'm pretty much shaking my whole desk around when I did that. So yeah, this will stick onto your desk pretty well. One thing to note, I do have a statement from Zowie themselves on why they decided to not stitch the mousepad. The main TLDR of that is they want to make a pad that's familiar to anyone that's switching from a GSR SE or before. I'll have a short statement on the screen right now, so if you want to pause the video and read that, feel free to do so. So when I first got this mousepad, I was expecting something slower, something closer to a GSR SE, just because of the whole naming of the mousepad and because of other past Zowie mousepads. But to my surprise, it's a decently fast mousepad. In terms of initial friction, it's kind of in the medium of things. It's not too slow, not too fast. It's perfectly balanced. And when you're trying to stop, your mouse basically stops on a dime. Your mouse is not going to keep going once you try to stop on it. It is slightly faster than a Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn or something like a GameSense Radar. But the actual surface has held up pretty good. I think I mentioned already, I've been using this for about a month or two, and there has been no slowness to the actual surface. The only thing, like I said before, is the edges, which are fraying. So I mostly play games like Apex and Overwatch, and this mousepad was perfect for that, as like I said, it's a perfectly balanced pad. It's not too fast, not too slow. So something like this in Apex is perfect. Like you're trying to hit your wingman shots or doing some static shooting, then this is perfect. Or if you're doing some tracking scenarios or playing Apex or Overwatch, then this is also pretty good. Right now on the screen I should have a couple clips showing off the actual slowness and a new way I'm trying to benchmark pads. This is not a true like scientific test, so take it with a grain of salt, but it's just a nice way to visualize how the pad I'm testing competes in terms of speed against other pads. So I want to start a new rating system on this channel. So whenever I get a new product in, I'll be giving it a quick rating out of 5 stars for each point, and the points are going to be aesthetics, quality, surface, and affordability. In terms of aesthetics, I want to give this like a 4.5 out of 10. It's a cool color, has a nice design, but the red, for me at least, is not really my favorite color. In terms of surface, I want to give this a 5 out of 5, as this is a surface that has impressed me quite a bit. In terms of quality, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. The surface quality is pretty nice, but the rest of the mousepad is pretty, I want to say, mediocre. In terms of affordability, it's 35 USD, which to me is pretty affordable, especially for a mousepad like this. So in terms of if I actually recommend this pad, I 100% do, especially if you're coming from something like the GSR SE and you've worn that out and just looking for something that's more familiar. Or if you're looking for a faster pad, for instance, you have a control pad but it's just a bit too slow for you, then this is a perfect recommendation. For 35 USD, I think you can't really go wrong on this mouse pad. It's not going to last you a year or anything, or even like 6 to 7 months like something like an Artisan would, but for that price point I think that's pretty justifiable. I will be making a Discord server. I will have a link in the description down below. This is mostly going to be a place to hang out, and I'm also going to be sharing some stock updates for Canadian customers, as there isn't really a place to really get news on when a certain mouse drops on a Canadian marketplace, for instance. But yeah, thanks guys for watching, and peace out.